Hi, Cartoon people. How are you guys doing? Hope all of you guys are doing well. I'm doing okay by the grace of God. So God be just dropping me stuff lately. Like I'm like, oh my God, like are you gonna be doing this to me really? Anyway, so I don't know who's like me, but I don't really like people. Okay, no, what I'm saying I don't like people is like I'm not saying that I hate people, but I just like to be with myself. Okay, I just like to be by myself. Even until now, it's like about 11 years that I've been with my husband. I'm married I'm married for 10, but I still getting used like to have a husband and kids. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I like to be by myself. But you know, this year, in the beginning of the year, God be really just like putting me in this space. I mean, talking to me that I needed to be more around people, around a good community, okay, Christian community. But I was talking to God and I was like, but you know, like I really just don't like people. Like I do not. And then God just dropped that verse that said, love your neighbors as yourself. Okay, I think I already talked about that too, some time ago. Mark 12 verse 30-31. Okay, when God is saying love your God, that's the first commandment, and the second is love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, and God is telling me that, and God just dropped that verse in my heart, and it was like, for you to be able to love your neighbor, you have to start to love by yourself first, right? Because it's love your neighbor as you love yourself. So it means that you should love yourself the way you love yourself. That's how you should love your neighbor. So if you don't, hear what he's telling me now, God. He said, so if you don't love your neighbor, then it means that you don't love yourself. Because you cannot give a love that you don't have. You understand? You cannot give a love that you don't have. So if you cannot love your neighbor, as you say, I don't like people. If you don't like people, if you don't like your neighbor, it means that you do not like yourself. And I'm like, how come? How can you tell me that? And God is like, look inside of you, like do a perspective of yourself, and you will see that there are things about you that you don't really like. And you know, people, when you are around people actually like they can put out the best of you, or they can put out, bad of you. I would say, so being around people, there are stuff in you there are stuff that you have in you that will have to come out when you are big around people. There are stuff that are in you, and there are stuff that you don't like about yourself. And you know that if you are around people, those stuff will gonna come out, and you need those stuff to come out so that you can be free with those stuff. Okay. I'm like, God, really? Are you gonna do this to me? Okay. So it's like, yeah, so you need a community, because when you are around people, those stuff that you are trying to suppress, it needs to come out. And I'm like, God is like, that's why he gave me children, actually, because these children being like making me think about myself, like, damn, I didn't know that I have that in me. Okay, I'm sorry guys, my throat is kind of itchy. So I didn't know that I have that in me, because I have my children, and my children have been giving me some clarity about my own life. And God is saying it's the same thing when you are around people. There are stuff that you don't like about you that you need to be freed from. And people, they will when you're around people, those stuff, they will come out. They will come out. So yeah, I wanted to share that. I don't know if you're like me, but God is telling us, us who don't like people, that if we do not like people, it's because there are stuff in us that we don't like. There are stuff about us that we don't like. So we need to be around people so that we can be free from those stuff that we don't like about us. Anyway, may God bless you. Don't forget, stay in or join the race. Let's do it.